Yo everyone, this is Phreak with an audio commentary. You can guess the website, but I'll tell you anyway, WCR.com. And this will be Orc vs. Human, something I haven't done in a while. And it'll be a tactic that I went over in the Orc vs. Human article I wrote a while ago. And it's well, I'll tell you, screw it. It's pretty much mass air. It's not entirely just mass Wyvern, but it's a pretty strong adaptation of it with sort of a mix that works quite well. You're going to see it, you're going to see why it works, how it works, and what you're supposed to do. And probably one of the main things about massing air, the main thing for any race massing air is the tactics, is knowing when and where and why to hit. And hand in hand with that is going to be what I'm going to try to do in this audio and in subsequent ones. In any event, we're going to be unpausing this replay from the 15-second mark, 1x speed, WCB lens point of view, fog of war on. Let's unpause in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. D-Boss is a noob. Okay, so right now he's doing a base build mine. Or not a base build mine, he's actually doing the old standard 4 mine, because as you can see, he selects all those peons and then spams the E key, and he's got a 4 mine as long as he's doing that. So he's very quick, and he's managing to continue to make them return gold, even while producing peons and making sure his rally points in the same spot. This is what happens when you're really quick. You can do that very well. It's freaking Gosu. In any event, Orc is probably the only race that can get away with it, due to the fact that Undead and Night Elf can't, and Human needs the base build, at least against... Well, yeah, they just need the base build overall, because every race loves to harass Human, because their workers don't have any kind of shelter. Night Elf can detonate, Undead as freaking ghouls, which isn't that tough. Echoes, yes, they're a target, but they're always in the way back of the base. And you're also always going to have a cold tower, so you can at least make them lose some units for doing that. It's still fun to harass Undead, that's for sure. But you can only do it while they're teching, which is, there's only 2 windows of opportunity during the course of the game. After those are up, there's no more real effective echo harassment because of the cold tower, unless you want to burn a scroll of speed. You're, gonna lose something for the echoes. Depends how many echoes you kill. Maybe worth it. For instance, having, 2 AoE heroes, killing all the echoes and staff teleportation out, then, that's fine. Otherwise, you only want to harass them at the 2 windows of opportunity, when they're taking a tier 2 and when they're taking a tier 3. Both those will happen over the course of the game. As long as you can scout it, you can do it. In any event, on the game at hand, you can see that he's doing a tech build right away, and he's doing it at 17 food, which is the accepted norm for Orc players. However, he does the Gosu build of putting in a barracks, which is what I do all the time, and he's also putting in a burrow. Again, Gosu. This is what every Orc player pretty much does and should do. If you don't do it, you probably should, against every race. Even Orc, because you can survive if you're good enough at micring. And you don't get unlucky positions such as Neighbors and Turtle Rock, the closest you can get on any map. It really sucks. In any event, you can see he's sending the wolves out towards the sides to scout, while sending his Farseer across to scout as well, which means that if he doesn't fight his opponents at the wings, he can always come towards the main. Now here what he's going to do is he's going to see, oh look, there's a merc. And now I can't say for certain if he was actually aiming for the merc in the first place, or if he's just actually trying to go across and then manages to see it. I can't say for certain. However, the Troll Shadow Priest, as you can see, sort of pulled his weight by abolishing 2 of those wolves. Pretty nice, I would say. In any event, he's going to continue chasing. You do the attack then move thing, where you attack it then instantly move so you don't lose any time. He's going to kill this mofo pretty soon. He's going to be like, oh, this guy's low, okay, let's try to heal ourselves so we don't die so quickly. As you can see, that's what Kenshin's doing. Doesn't matter. Just takes one more shot, and down he goes. So, the why for that is, well, because you don't want him to have a merc that can heal, because it means his creeping's going to be easier. You can also use it for damage. You can also use it to dispel your wolves, which you saw. Why Kenshin's doing it is to heal himself and to dispel wolves. Exactly the reasons that Lynn wants to kill it. The where, the when, and the how are pretty obvious, I would think. I sort of went over the how with the whole move then attack kind of thing, but but in any event, that's what's going on. Now, he's rather afraid of the Vampire Archmage of Doom, but he's going to focus that guy down, because that's all you can really do when there's that many footmen. Unfortunately, this is a Spirit Wolf. Bad idea. You do not want to lose wolves to harass. After you creep that spot, the Goblin Lab, which he's crept due to the fact that he has that item, he is within about 200 EXP of the next level. You pick up a tome of EXP and you won't get to level 3, but you'll be within about 30 to 40. So after about 8 to 9 wolves, he'll level up, so you want to be careful. Remember, he already killed 2 wolves earlier. He killed 1 there, so he's only 100 EXP away from leveling up to 3. So Lynn's maybe a little cautious of that, but he's really just trying to creep check. Sends around wolves to scout, and as you can see, the aircraft leveled up. He's going to try to get this water mental, and the creep gets a lucky kill. And again, he loses another wolf to creeps. So, more bad ideas by Lynn, just not saving his units, but he's trying to harass early, trying to really slow down creeping. He doesn't want him to level up even more than he already is. Wolves are, I guess you could say the wolves are a small price to pay, but due to the fact that he lost so many, the Archmage wouldn't be at level 3 yet, I don't think, if it weren't for him feeding so many wolves out. But, you can only do so much, especially with, water metal focus fire, so he's just going to be trying to scout his base. He sees that he's going to tier 2, he does not see a blacksmith yet, but he sees there's a guard tower going up. Now he may not have even clicked the guard tower, but he saw there's a lumber mill, which means guard tower. So now what he's doing is he's putting down dual bestiary. He puts down the grunts for an early harassment, then he's going to switch up to going Wyvern, because he's got a lot of footmen. He's got more footmen than I think people normally would have, especially if you're going against Wyvern. But maybe that's the 117 counter. Maybe he's prepping for a 117, with his mass defended footman countering Wyvern. I don't know. But right now, Lynn, it was just a choice of, I'm going to mass Wyvern because I freaking can. There was no really big reason for going to a bestiary Wyvern. It's really just, I can, why the heck not? Now, you see that the shockwave goes off, getting another footman. How? You press W and click, why? Because it's a footman kill. It's more EXP, etc. Now, guess what? Goes through micro. Oh, good game, Mark. Good game, Farseer. Good job. So, why did he lose his Farseer? Because he's a freaking retard, that's why. How? Because the Archmage hit it, So, so far, plenty of mistakes by Lynn so far, feeding him experience, feeding him kills. Of course they're bad ideas, just micro mistakes, not really playing up to par. Even I could do better than that, maybe. Who knows? In any event, despite the fact that the Farseer has died, you always want to continue creeping. This is best with the Torrent Chieftain, because Endurance Aura is freaking ownage, and Shockwave is freaking ownage. So, both of them freaking own. Now, why he used Shockwave while creeping? Mostly because he knew he'd pick up a Clarity on the way. Yes, it is possible that he could have saved mana, but he knew that he's probably going to pick up a Clarity from his Farseer. Although the Farseer actually didn't pick up a Clarity. He was just, I don't know, he was assuming that he probably wouldn't have another fight recently. And so he's just like, I can use my mana to get these creeps to die faster. And he gets a very good drop of the Ring of Protection. It's probably the best thing you can get for your TC, due to the fact that he has a lot of hit points and no armor. So buffing the armor is very important. Also, the Circlet's a great drop because the mana is extremely useful. The attack speed's really great because he has so low agility already. Increasing that is definitely smart. And, everything else that it adds. Circlet's probably the best drop overall, but I think Ring's probably the overall best for the Torrent Chieftain. That's just my thought. In any event, he's not really focus firing greatly. He's sort of switching his focus around. Probably not the smartest idea. You want to definitely kill the healer first. You really want to get rid of the Forest Troll High Priest. Rub of the Magi, I would personally put it on the Farseer. I love actually putting the plus stat items on those certain kind of heroes. Plus intel on intel heroes, plus strength on strength heroes. Because that way they can cast more spells. Intel heroes, almost always have mass spells. And so you can sort of get away with casting more and more of them, while also getting the plus 6 damage, which I think is underrated. Of course, it's not the best drop ever. Oh wow, plus 6 damage, I'm gonna own. But it is useful. It is nice because, they attack at pretty decent rate, especially with Endurance Aura. And no, it's not going to be an instant kill and anything, but it does add up. And it's pretty useful to get. Now right here, why is he sending his Farseer away? Is to level up his Torrent Chieftain to 3. Getting level 2 Shockwave is a big deal. And he gets Tome of Strength from the TC, which I do recommend. Manual of Health should go to your lowest hit point heroes. Plus Strength should go to your Strength heroes. Unless you don't have any, then you go to your lowest hit point heroes. Agility should go to your Strength heroes, unless you have Agility heroes. Which, lastly, plus Intel should go to Intel heroes. If you don't have any, then put it on Strength heroes. lastly, put it on spellcasting agility heroes. So, no DH, no Priest of the Moon. In any event, he is now attacking because he figures, I have a sizable army. He probably does not have a great anti-air force. Let's try to do some damage. I have raiders now, so if he goes D-Hawks, they won't work. And, Kedra kind of sees that. He puts up enough towers to be able to survive against any sort of good harassment. And, any air harassment, I should say. You can see that this sort of harassment is doing quite well, knocking out farms and whatnot. And you can see that his raiders are focusing one of the farms, as the rest of his army is focusing a different one, because they can't all fit. So he wants to make sure, he knocks out as much as he can, doesn't have units running around. Now you can see that he killed an altar and 2 farms and forced a TP. So, as you can see, hitting at the right time, generally he figured his opponent would be far away from his base, which was true. And he figured this would probably be a good time to attack. I have my Wyvern force, I have some raiders in case he's going air, like hiding it, etc. I have my level 2 shockwave, which is probably one of the biggest factors. And, I could win a fight, so let's go, biatch. And so that's what he's doing. And he just made his opponent waste a ton of money. Let's see, altar, 180. 2 farms, 120. That's 400 gold. 300 gold. 300 gold. Yeah, there we go. And the TP, which is another 350, so 650 gold for letting him set your army. Wow, big deal. However, what it did allow him to do is to see that he was not actually going air at all, which means he doesn't need really any more raiders for Ensnare, because Ensnare will cancel Dragonhawk Shackles. If they're shackling, you ensnare them. Remember, Ensnare cancels channeling, yes. However, if they're already on the ground, they can shackle, and then unless you ensnare again, they're going to keep channeling it. So Ensnare is pretty much the counter to D-Hawks. They don't deal any damage as it is, so D-Hawks aren't your problem. Just use Ensnare, and then your bats or your Wyvern or whatever are free. You can continue on. Now, Lyn is at a bit of a precarious food count. 59 is not a great choice. Usually, you either want to expand right before 50, then go above, or get up to around like 64 or so you're really into low upkeep. Just being 9 above is not really a great amount, but, here we go, we have a fight going on. So we're going to see what they're doing and why. Now we're going to pause it. So it's paused. Pause it right now. I'm at 1138, personally. The Beastmaster has the left arm in the air. Looks like a retard, but whatever. Another micro choice is like, what are they going to try to do? Lyn's first priority is getting his AoE off. He wants to cast as much of that as possible. He also wants to make sure his healing scrolls go off at the best possible time. He wants to, make sure he out-AoEs his opponent. And also, as you can see, Kenshin, whereas Beastmaster also has a scroll of healing, he wants that to go off at the best possible time, preferably right after a shockwave, when there are a bunch of orange units, and you heal them up back to about full hit points. Now, what they're going to be focusing, the grunts are obviously going to be going, against whatever's on the ground. He probably wants them, in addition with Ensnare, to be going after the Riflemen. And now he also will probably want his Wyvern to actually go after the casters, because priests will heal insane amounts, especially since Riflemen have, that whole damage type thing where they take less damage from Wyvern. The priests will die extremely quickly with their, 290 HP, especially with, Shockwave and Chain going off. So he's probably going to be killing the casters as fast as possible with the Wyvern. And then he's going to be moving on to focusing Riflemen, and if a hero presents itself, he'll go after the hero, but that's not going to be his first choice. Now Kenshin is going to be focusing the air as best as possible with all his piercers, letting his melee sort of do its attack move thing, and just making sure his hero spells and scrolls of healing go off at the best times. Now we're going to unpause, we're going to see what's happening. We're going to go at half speed as soon as you unpause, just to watch the micro. So let's unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause at half speed. So here we go. Right now he's just focusing a target of opportunity with the footman, and then he sees the TP is going to go after whatever he can kill really quickly, and doesn't manage to do anything, but, Kenshin sees that there's really too many units for him to handle, and just gets the heck out. So, now that is what would have happened if he had chosen to fight, but he TP's out because he sees that he can't run anything away because of Ensnare. By the way, 1x speed and 3, 2, 1, 1x speed. I am at 11:59. Now, that's what would have happened if he fought, but Kenshin really saw that, he's got a lot of focus fire with those Wyvern. There are no upgrades for the York army, though, you can't really check that, count on that as a big factor of, am I going to TP or not? Oh no, he has 1-0 upgrades, better TP, It's more effective. He's got a little too much damage for me. Let's not try this. Now you get to see where Ensnare freaking owns. Yeah, instead of the Dire Quillbeast, great choice. Freaking instead of the Summon that just dispelled itself. But now he gets a Rifleman. And now he's like forcing a fight. So we're gonna, it's the same microtrust as before, so here we go. He's gonna get level 2 Endurance Aura as soon as possible. And now the Wind Riders attack at average. Now, knocking out the heavy armor units as quickly as possible using the Healing Scroll at a good time. And as you can see, he has a bear, which is a little interesting, but you know, Shockwave goes off on the Militia. Militia getting owned. If he had a Scroll of Healing, he'd use it now. He doesn't. Good game. Having the Militia get away, which is pretty nice. And really what they're trying to do, the front line is just attack moving for both players. And he's really all he's doing is microing the Wyvern, because that's really what he wants. That's really the only thing that's really going to be microed. As you can see, Kenshin is focusing on the Wind Riders. Knocks out 2 extremely quickly. Knocks out 3. He's just knocking out the Wyvern. As you can see, Focus Fire works against Wyvern extremely well. He's already knocked out 4/5 of them. However, he's got enough mana as TC for another chain, or another wave. He's actually waiting for the Beastmaster invisibility to go off so he can really do a good shot. And as you can see, he's getting very low. Takes a TP though. It could have been shockwaved. And as you can see, there's a bit of a hero advantage for Kenshin Wera. So, you know, not good. Really bad mistakes by Lin, by losing his whole army, obviously. But really the wrong focus going off for the Wind Riders. He let them get right on top of his army, on top of Kenshin's army, which was really just free focus fire bait. It was really a really bad choice, because they just got decimated by the Rifleman focus fire. Because that's what happens when you actually know how to micro. They will die extremely quickly. You know, so that's bad. And now he's going to get a Grunt slowed and killed, but he got a Rifleman for it, so that's a decent trade. Again, Shockwave's trying to deal some damage, but he's a potion, so it really doesn't matter. And he tries to EXP deny the Grunt, and bad timing lets the Grunt die. So let's go ahead and pause the commentary. I'll try to go over why the attack took place and what happened. So let's pause in 3, 2, 1, pause. I'm at 1423 personally. So Lin moved on because he saw that his opponent just TP'd. Which every time you see an opponent TP, your brain will automatically say, I have an advantage, let's go attack. And as you can see, that was a freaking retarded choice. I guess part of it's militia, I'm not sure. Now, one of the things you will probably have to learn is actually TP does not always mean let's go attack. Because there's always base defense, and there is always the whole desperation of, oh my god, I better defend, and they can usually pull it off. So what you want to do when you see a TP is send a scout, and they're probably going to be really reluctant to creep, because they're not going to be happy getting jacked or getting attacked at their main, because generally when you TP, you're going to be thinking that your opponent's going to be coming to attack, so you're not going to be really creeping, because you'll just get your base hit and you'll have to turn around. So when there's a TP taking place, both players are assuming an attack on their base. Now if you outsmart them by either just going to creep and no attack comes, then you're gaining some time on your side pretty much, or you're not losing time. If you're the TP'd, if you want TPs and you go and creep and your opponent doesn't attack, they're in good shape because you're in good shape. The thing is, your opponent will probably attack because they'll do that. And right there, when you TP, they're going to come attack. Prepare for some kind of a flank. Hide some kind of special unit or something that's going to pull out a flank. Hide a phalanx of Dragonhawks off to the side or something, and then come in to block him off once he comes in. You'll force him to TP, and he's back to square one. Now, if you're the one who forces a TP, he's probably going to be inside his base with his towers and whatnot. There's probably no reason to actually attack. I mean, Kenshin has 3-4 towers in his base. You're not going to be able to beat that easily. So, by attacking, Lin really wasn't going to accomplish anything, and as you saw, he kind of lost that fight. So, just a bad choice. He's really making quite a few bad choices this game. Mistakes of losing his Farseer, you should never do, because he's quick. Once you see him get to about 100 hit points, just run away. Stop trying to fight it. He's got a level 3 Archmage, he's going to do a lot of damage. Stop trying. So that's really bad to be doing. Now, some good choices though were power leveling with TC. Well, buying items with his Farseer. Putting up an expansion, very important. And what else? I don't know. Nothing really else. I mean, he attacked and he microed badly by putting his Wyvern in front. And let's go ahead and just unpause this and continue again. I'm at 1423. Let's unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. So he's sending the wolves out to scout for expansions mostly. He already scouted the top one so that there are creeps still there, so he's now going to send wolves to the other expansion spots that are possible. Sees that there's nothing there, and so it's going to be shift-click to probably somewhere else. And this wolf is actually going to check for a farm at the merc shop, doesn't see it. And he decides not to check the bottom right corner expansion. I'm not really sure why. It's not really going to accomplish him much, but yeah, whatever. As you can see, there is no expansion there anyway. Now, he may have checked the heroes for items. I'm not sure, but I doubt it personally, but whatever. Now, you can see the TC drops his mana items while using clarities. Everyone should always do that. He should always also drop the circlet. It's another, it's another 2 intel. But whatever. Now you can see this goes through Dire Quilby's Terrace on the gold mine of Lynn, owning deeply. Whatever. But you can see that he's almost got level 2 chain, which is going to be a big deal. He's waiting for the clarity to finish before he picks up items on his TC. And right now, if I were Lynn, I would take those wolves and creep those little tiny gnolls and get myself a freaking level up. Good job, newbie. But instead, that Dire Quilby is probably going to dispel before he kills it. And exactly what happens. Lynn's making a mistake. Not really that. Yes, they dispel on their own, retard. But whatever. In any event, now that the TC's eating another clarity to really pull up his mana, he really wants enough mana for that level 3 shockwave as soon as he gets it. So he's, clearing up. And right about now he should pick up the items, which he does. And he's in pretty decent shape. He's only 30 mana behind, which will regenerate naturally with his, 26 intel. As you can see, he's there. So, perfect timing. If there was a fight right now, he'd be fine. Just after the fact that he does not quite have level 3 shockwave. Oh, but guess what? Oh, look, there's a fight. GG. Now you can see his go-to burrow placement. Probably not great, but you want to repair it just to try to delay some time. You're not going to deal any damage with those. You might as well try to keep him alive. You can see chain goes off. Unfortunately, it's only level 1 chain. And here comes some slowing. Now you check. There's no healing spells at all in the human army. Bad choice. Here we go, shockwave. And the micro choice is the same. He's now got this great front line. It's going to be owning all the medium armor. And he switched up away from Wyvern now into a ground-based army. Because there's lots of piercers. Which actually counter melee anyway, but, whatever. But due to the fact that he's leveling up his AoE spells, level 3 shockwave, level 2 chain, he's doing great things against riflemen. So, really, once you start going mass air, you can continue to do it as long as your heroes start leveling up. Because you can just chain wave the heck out of those rifles, and they will not stand up to Wyvern. Now, if you use a Blazer, for instance, then you can be owned by, for instance, a Mountain King and get surrounded. Although that will not probably happen in 117. It can happen now, which is obviously bad. Now he sees the low hit point arc range, 18 HP, but you're a noob, doesn't kill it. Oh, just kidding, kills it. Good job, good job, good job. And as you can see, he just pulled out mercs, realizing, oh crap, I need an army. As you can see, he's still not going to win this fight. He's going to TP out, hopefully not loses Ogre Mauler. Shockwave, try to kill some more units. I don't think he really did, but, he pulled out mercs as an, oh crap, I need an army kind of thing. He also has a ton of money and is not spending it. Way to go, buddy. How are you going to salve up, possibly, some units? There we go. You want to salve as soon as possible because it's over time. And you're going to have to fight eventually, so you want to get as many hit points as possible. However, he is going to probably hold position those units away. Especially the Wyvern, because they're pretty killable. Even the one with full hit points, not really a big deal to keep him in battle. And so he's going to be just chasing him off with, his assorted melee and heroes, and finally pulls in the Wyvern to do some more damage. As you can see, the Wyvern's just right in front of the army. It's getting focused pretty badly, but with the level 3 shockwave, he really doesn't care. He's going to sacrifice the Wyvern and just knock out some more units. Which is a little bit of a weird judgment call, because it's not like Undead with Ghouls where they don't cost anything. Wyvern cost a freaking lot, and you can't use them as just sort of sacrificing to level up your heroes, because Human has great healing anyway, and Undead doesn't have Orc doesn't have really good single target nuking, so you're not going to accomplish a whole lot really by leveling up Chainwave, because you won't one-shot kill anything. You don't have Coil Nova. I'm sorry, and so that's it's trying to be undead, which doesn't really work because Wyvern costs so much, and you don't have the single target nuking. They have healing scrolls, they have regen scrolls, they have priest. They can heal up AoE as long as it's not in battle, because there's other sources of damage. But if you're just doing the harassment game, now you're going to get owned. But in any event, Lynn is going to finally formulate another attack, seeing that he's got himself another 50+ food army. Main thing is he's got level 3 wolves, he's got level 3 shockwave. So he's going to be ensnaring, and let's get a Heroes around. Go, go, go. Oh look, Heroes around, GG. Good game, or noob? Okay, noob, okay. So, he's going to shockwave away those riflemen and kill the hero. Good game. So, what he was aiming for is, you know, as you can see, he forced Kenshin to make 4 freaking guard towers. Now, one of them was a preemptive against harass, so that doesn't count. He still made 3 others. Let's count the cost of those. They cost 100/70, so it's 300 gold, 210 wood. That's a free tiering upgrade, or you know, a Griffin Aviary and a Dragonhawk. So he made the full, you know, spent a lot of money on towers, just in case of Wyvern harass, which never came because of the towers. Now, when you're facing someone who makes towers like that, what you want to do is really have good map awareness. You know, that's where the tactics part really comes in. Is you want to make sure you have good map awareness, because what you're going to be doing is creepjacking and forcing so much money away with TPs. Because you've got the mobility advantage, right? If you get jacked, you can run away as long as he doesn't have a snare. But by putting in raiders and doing a decent job of scouting, I guess, he was able to, if he ever crepjacked, just make him TP out, which is another 350 gold. And if those add up, eventually, air will beat piercing, just because you have so freaking many. Now, what human can do to counter this is to go Dragonhawks. Now, I know there's the raiders and whatnot, but if you put in a Mountain King, you know, to sort of knock out raiders, you know, if you use your footman, your MK, you know, bolt and focus, you know, you can go ahead and shackle, and maybe you'll get ensnared and hit a little bit, but as long as, you know, you can knock out the raiders pretty quickly, eventually there's, you know, he can't really shackle or ensnare all of your Dragonhawks, but as long as you go D-Hawks, you know, casters, and riflemen, and you get that, you know, Archmage MK, you've got a lot of piercing damage available, that if he takes the time, you know, trying to kill your D-Hawks, you could take the time to kill his air, you know, because you'll do about the same damage per second. And if he's taking the time to kill your water metals, you'll really be able to kill his air, because water metals have more hit points than the damage type bonus. And really, Wyvern, all they really have a damage type bonus against is the casters, but they still just work because of their focus fire potential, which is kind of odd, but that's how it works. When you add in the chain wave aspect, you know, with the wolves and also with Grunt Raider for a little bit of support in there, Wyvern really do work, because it just does, because the grunts will slowly work through the army because they're not getting hit at all. If they're getting slowed, then okay, they'll do less well, especially with priest heal, you know, helping with the taking. But it just kind of works out. It is, of course, close. As you can see, Lin almost lost the game. As you can see, when he attacked Kitchenware towards his base, at around 2/3 through the game, you know, Militia came out and he got almost owned. He did not have enough mana for another shockwave, which is kind of sucked for him. But you know, even with that, you know, he was still getting pretty much owned. I don't know if really it was the Militia that did it for him. I mean, of course, they did probably deal some more damage, probably did knock out the grunts a little bit. But really, you can lose your air so fast, as you can see with that battle, or as you can see with that battle, or as you saw with that battle, either one. A rifleman can really focus out air very easily, as long as they're targetable. You know, one of the main reasons air works so well, if you really just like mass air, is you put your sort of heroes in front, you know, with the wolves and the TC, and you put down the chain wave, and right now they're just hitting your heroes and your wolves. Then you bring in the Wyvern and you start focusing. And now you can't really bring back individual Wyvern unless you really don't lag at all, and you're really, really, really quick. Like you have, you're on your second hotkey, you've got only Wyvern there. You wait till one starts losing hit points, click it, right click it away on the minimap, then attack move it back into the battle. And yes, that way you can save Wyvern, but that's freaking hard. If they have Bolt, you're going to lose it. If they have Slow, you're going to lose it. So that can be very, very tough to actually try to use Wyvern against human. One of the main things one of the main things Lin did, is he kept Kenshin from having a very big army, because he had to TP, he had to build those towers, and, you know, he lost the farms in his altar, etc., 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 you know. He attacked at good times, he attacked at bad times. When he attacked at good times, he really made him waste money. When he attacked at bad times, he lost his army, which is kind of a bad choice, but, you know, the good moments that Lin used, you know, the good choices that he made, the good tactics that come with mass air, That's what won him the game because of the money advantage that he got. And then when he put up the expansion, I mean, the TP, just one of them, paid for the expansion. And then as it started making money, he could really rack in some gold and just solidify the game from there. Now, Catch and attacked at a good time. He saw, oh, the guy has an expo, let's attack before he gets too much money. Oh, I just killed his army, let's go and attack. And Lin was lucky enough to have pulled enough money out of the expo to pull out Mercs and just use Chainwave to the max. And, pushed him off. Had a TP, even though, he forced the Archmage away. He had a TP because he lost his whole army and had a bunch of red units. Salved them up, kept them away from the battle. That's one of the important things to do with Orc. If once you salve something, right-click it away, inside your base, hold position so it doesn't come out. Because otherwise, it will run into the battle again, and it'll get owned, and it's more free experience and wasted gold. So that's just something to watch out for. In any event, I'm sorry for the yawning, etc. But this will be Phreak signing out later, and whatnot. So peace out.